That's recording. Cool. Is that the angle? Or is it wider?
It's much wider than that. That's just like
Got it.
zoomed in window. This looks like we have it here.
84 read back of all hold short instructions and runway assignments is required with your call sign. Has this weather information for the San Diego area available on flight service frequencies. Advise on initial contact. You have information Quebec.
Quebec.
Welcome airport information Quebec. 1453 Zulu weather, wind 0104, visibility 10. Sky clear, temperature 11 dew point 1, altimeter 2997. ILS runway 28 right approaching east, landing and departing runways 28 right and 28 left. Notice air emissions, use caution for cranes in the vicinity of the airport. NOTAM 01/009ers in effect for Montgomery Field. Use caution, aircraft may experience 5G interference in the vicinity of Montgomery Field. 84 read back of all hold short instructions and runway assignments is required with your call sign. Has this weather information for the San Diego area available on flight service frequencies. Advise on initial contact.
Well, we got. Yeah, well, wait till I get to that part. The altimeter set, transponder on VFR. I keep freaking doing my flow and then backing it up.
That's okay. Just to reiterate the flow, it's left to right, down and up. Usually the oil pressure, oil temperature here, so that's when I'll check that. But we'll just check it as we go over there to the right.
Yep.
So oil pressure, oil temperature, the ammeter and the voltage, 28 volts for a 28 volt battery. Sometimes it's a 14 volt. I'll come down, I'll hit the avionics on, then I'll adjust my lights. So we need the taxi light, go and touch that thing. Cool. And that's where I'll turn off any other lights that I don't need at that moment. Sometimes we'll check them for pre-flight. And then carb heat will remain off, lean the mixture, flaps go up, trim, reset for neutral, fuels on both, and then transponder. Here's where we can check our actual oil pressure, oil temperature, and then I'll end on the GPS and I'll hit continue a couple times, and that's when I'll grab the 8. So continue and then map. We'll zoom in. And that's where I check the navigation database and like the half left, half up thing.
Right.
And then we have our taxi diagram right there. So it makes it really easy for like a taxi brief when we call, they say Julia Hotel Bravo, Julia Hotel Alpha, and we just can see that right there.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's this thing, and we'll check this stuff out on the taxi out.
Good.
So I'm going to say we just want to do touch and goes and let them choose what runway we use?
Yes, yeah. So unless you really prefer a certain runway, then you're welcome to ask for a runway. But we'll just kind of see what they give us. So Montgomery Ground, 3386 Echo, Executive Taxi, touch and goes, Quebec.
Montgomery Ground, Sirius 693 Mike Golf request.
Damn.
Sirius 693 Mike Golf, have an IFR clearance to Chino. Did you want to copy?
Ready to copy, 3 Mike Golf.
Sirius 3 Mike Golf, clear to Chino Airport via fly runway heading, then radar vectors to Oceanside VOR, then the San Diego Papa 19 routing. Climb and maintain 3,000, expect 6,010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 119.6, squawk 4656.
693 Mike Golf is cleared to the Chino Airport. After departure, runway heading, radar vectors Oceanside, then the San Papa 19 tech route. Climb to 3,000, expect 6,010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 119.6 and squawk 4656.
An IFR clearance.
Sirius 3 Mike Golf, feedback correct, advise. How are you?
Watch some videos on those.
Be right back. Thanks. Bye. 396.
Montgomery Ground, Cessna 3386 Echo, Executive, taxi for touch and goes with Quebec, please.
This is a 3386 Echo, Montgomery Ground, runway 28 right, taxi via Juliet Hotel Alpha.
28 right, Juliet Hotel Alpha, 86 Echo. Montgomery Ground, student pilot Cherokee 1916.
Alright, my controls. My controls.
Brakes, traffic with Quebec.
You want to check your brakes?
Yeah, sure, I'll test them. My controls.
Cherokee 1916, Montgomery Ground, runway 28 right, taxi via Juliet Hotel Alpha.
Okay, your controls.
My
28
controls.
right, Juliet Hotel Alpha, 1916.
So we'll be sharing the pattern with the student pilot.
Okay. Is that like a requirement? You have to declare yourself a student pilot if you're by yourself?
It is recommended. That way Tower gives you softballs and doesn't ask you to do like difficult stuff.
Great. crazy maneuvers.
Or they'll just like hand hold you a little bit if they can sense that you're having a hard time.
Right. But if they sense you're having a hard time and you're not a student pilot, then there's no excuse.
Then they just yell at you, yeah. You could stay student pilot for the next like decade if you wanted.
Yeah, you're supposed to be always learning technically, right? So, in some sense, you're always a student. I want to grab my sunglasses before we...
Sounds good. It'd be a little bit like this coming into land in the evening.
Oh, right, yeah.
The sun is, as far as its path goes, is pretty like off runway for now. But I think it's like the summertime. It's like right down the pipe.
Right. Our downwind leg is going to be right into it. We have the air on in here?
We do.
A little chilly.
Yours is there.
Never actually adjusted this before.
I just push.
Oh.
And then twist. Sometimes it'll pop out.
Forgot to check my
Let's do it now.
free and clear, 5 degrees of bank into the turn ball to the outside.
Free and clear is fine. I just like to say swinging freely. And then
Swinging freely.
Yeah. In my brain, I'm also thinking to myself, okay, I'm turning left and the numbers are decreasing because left is less, or if I'm turning right, the numbers are increasing.
Yeah. There's that dude. Okay, grab my sunglasses before I forget. Okay. Run up, brakes set, fuel, both. Trim set for takeoff. We did flight controls. Incorrect. Mixture. Full rich. Primer in and lock. Throttle 1700. Air. We're at 1710. To right. 1610, about 110 lost. Back to both. 1710 again, left. About 120. Both. Cool. Carb heat. Power drop is all we're looking for. Vacuum is not a thing in this plane. Never mind. Amps, volts. We're at 28. That's all. We're just looking for 28.
Yeah, you can.
We don't have to do our flick.
You can switch it to amps and then just watch the ammeter make a move when you
Cool.
give it a flick.
Yeah, it looks like it dropped a little bit.
Yeah.
Oil pressure, oil temperature, both green, barely. Idle, go smooth to idle. We'll look at the mixture. About a knuckle. Throttle friction. Alright, want it. Okay. takeoff briefing. We're just going to do touch and goes.
Yeah, not much to do here. You can just go ahead and go to 19.2. And then we don't need a frequency after that.
Okay.
We don't need to set a flight plan or nothing.
Okay. Go flaps 10, or flaps 0. Your best power, that's lights, camera, action. Carb heat off. Check. Transponder's good. Heading bug. Might as well set it to the runway for a little reference. 284. And look at my alignment.
Oh, dude, nice.
So good.
Right down the pipe.
So good at parking. I'll set it out just to help me.
Right,
Yeah.
clear touch and go.
Right, clear
Pattern,
touch and go.
altitude. Doors and windows locked. Mine are. Are yours?
Uh-huh.
Probes, that's light, camera, action. Times, action, brakes. Abort plan is same as always. If we have problems or we don't hit 2280 and the runway remaining, we'll go back to the runway. If no runway remaining under 500 feet, we'll turn 30 degrees. If above 500 feet, we'll be able to turn 90 degrees. If 1,000 feet or if we made our turn for the traffic pattern, we'll come back to the runway. And that's it.
Sweet.
Okay.
Montgomery Tower, Cessna 3386 Echo, holding short, 28 right for touch and goes.
Cessna 3386 Echo, Montgomery Tower, make right traffic, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff.
Right traffic, 28 right, clear for takeoff, 86 Echo.
Lights. Taxi off. This one on. This one on. Camera. Action.
Remember, ALT is
Cessna 5 Bravo,
action, that's
your
timer,
base,
lights,
turn the
camera,
final
action,
traffic
timer.
departing.
Okay.
We're on base already, 5 Bravo Whiskey.
Okay, hustle here. And go
Can we do a left 360?
full
We're
throttle.
already in base. I'm kind of turning to final, 5 Bravo Whiskey.
Full
Cessna
throttle.
5 Bravo, change to runway 28 left, clear touch and go, on the go, continue right traffic.
Unable to take 28 left, 5 Bravo Whiskey.
Alright, airspeed's alive. Engine gauges are
Cessna 5
green.
Bravo, Whiskey, Roger.
We're
You
above
can do what you
2280.
want.
There's
That's
55
the best you can make to come back to runway 28 right.
Okay, so we just have to leave the ground at 55.
Left
We got all the way up to
turn,
60.
Thank you for doing that, 5 Bravo Whiskey.
Right. Too slow on those callouts.
And so you just have to hold,
Runway 28 right, still clear touch and go.
you have to hold back
Alright,
tension
3%
throughout the takeoff.
Montgomery Tower, student pilot
Then go ahead
Cherokee,
and bring it
November
up to
8916, run up 28 right.
horizon and trim right away.
Cherokee 81906, Montgomery Tower, stand by landing traffic.
Or just at 80 knots, bring that up a little higher, yeah. And then we're drifting a little bit to the left here, so just make sure you come back to the right. Go ahead and look back at the runway, try not to take the yoke with you.
Alright, we're looking for 500 feet before we make our turn.
Go ahead and turn now.
Yep.
That guy behind us is kind of on our tail, so we'll just turn a little earlier.
Still going a little fast. Go ahead and turn downwind now.
Cessna 86 Echo Tower, call base.
You'll call base, exit middle.
Situations like that is why I want you to be good at adding power right as you're getting your clearance.
Okay.
Because that guy just kind of turned an early base on us.
Cherokee 630, runway 28 right, line up and wait.
There's traffic pattern altitude. Got it a little bit. Not very parallel.
Right, if you're overshooting, just go ahead and reduce the throttle right away.
For 9016.
Yeah.
Cherokee 1916, runway 28 right, clear, line up and wait.
28 right, line up and wait, 8196.
And then we want to try to shoot for 80, 85 in the downwind so that we can put in flaps right away if we're using like a 80, 85 airplane. But we have the 110 allowance, so it makes it a little easier, but
Cherokee 916, follow the Cessna up and make right traffic.
don't turn this way. The wind's already out of the north, blowing us that way, so we don't want to get any closer than this. We're already pretty close.
Cessna 86 Echo traffic departing, base your discretion, runway 28 right, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, 2-way right, 86 Echo.
86 Echo.
6 Echo. Okay, so we're downwind of beam.
Okay.
That's where we want to do stuff.
Carb heat.
Reduce the throttle.
Reduce throttle.
Let the nose fall. Let the nose fall.
Let the nose fall.
Flaps 10.
Flaps
Then
10.
don't let the nose rise. Hold that nose down.
Feels weird being on the right side. Alright, we're about 45 degrees, I think, so my turn.
Go for it. A little bit of right foot and right turns. So we're going to have the highest ground speed on our base leg here because the wind's out of the north.
Okay.
So you want to make quick work of this one. So get more than 15 degrees of bank. Yeah, just 20, 25 is still all you need. A little right foot increases that. Face downtown is a good visual point.
Okay.
Level the wings, assess what you need to do. Level the wings. Keep that nose down. Reduce the throttle because we're high. Flaps 20. Reduce the throttle all the way. Just didn't bring the throttle back enough initially, so that's why we have to make this large change here. And that ground speed is high, so it just makes everything happen faster. Okay, the wind's trying to blow you this way, so you gotta hold that right wing in.
Okay.
And then the airplane will face into the wind, so it'll crab, and you just gotta use your feet to get you straight. Wings keep you over that center line. And smooth feet, because the airplane will oscillate if you jam it in.
Oh, okay.
And so try not to dance with your ailerons too, so hold a consistent amount. And let's just come this way. And then smoothly kind of let it take itself out.
No more flaps?
Go ahead and go 30 degrees. That there's good. Keep that nose down. Lower your nose, hold that wing in. A little bit of less left foot. Smooth transition as you go power to idle. Look way down the runway. Power needs to come be at idle. Don't push. Just, we need a little bit of right foot there and keep pulling all the way to your chest. Nice job. Hold that back tension. Increase with the crosswind correction. Right to left.
693 Mike Golf, Montgomery Tower, hold fire for release.
You don't have to chase the center line here. It just makes the airplane oscillate.
Okay.
And then keep that crosswind correction in. Back tension, leave the ground.
Call base traffic, hold in position.
So hold that back tension through the entire landing. That way the takeoff is also smooth. And we protect the nose the entire time.
Okay.
Now, when there's no runway left, we're welcome to let it crab a little bit. And that will look a little uncoordinated on the inclinometer or the ball.
13404.
But that'll keep us flying straight even though the airplane's facing this way.
Okay.
I just cracked the heater. Let me know if you get hot at all.
No, I'm okay.
My feet are cold.
All good. Check right, turn right.
Go for it.
Right foot.
A smooth amount of pressure. Even that was maybe a little bit brisk.
Golf runway 28 right, line up and wait, traffic extending downwind.
Line up and wait, 2-8 right, 3 Michael.
Gonna turn her up a little bit. I feel like my noise canceling isn't working as good anymore. Or this airplane's just loud. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, it feels good.
Cherokee 916, base approved, traffic holding in position.
Turning base, traffic in position, A1916.
1400.
Seriously, Mike Golf, Cessna 1's a right turn out for the pattern. Runway 28 right, clear for takeoff.
We're intentionally facing a little bit that way.
Cherokee 916, runway 28 right, clear touch and go.
2-8 right, clear touch and go, 81916.
Cessna 86 Echo, follow Cherokee, right base, just past Highway 15, number 2, runway 28 right, clear touch and go.
Inside, clear touch and go, 86 Echo, 2-8 right.
About 2100 RPM will hold us at 80-85 knots in level flight. And so try to get there and trim for that. So we're not quite at 80-85, so let that airspeed bleed a little bit. It's okay that we're a little high. No one's up here with a measuring tape right now.
Okay.
And we'll just let that speed get to about 85 and then trim for it. So there's two ways to do it. You can adjust your trim throughout the landing, or you can just keep the trim how it is in the downwind. That way you have a baseline to come back to really easily. It's just kind of personal preference.
We're downwind to beam.
Downwind to beam.
3 Mike off, contact SoCal departure 119.6.
Lower that nose and keep it there. Lower that nose even more. It's just like 4.5.
Good.
That's like 5, 6, sweet. Okay. A little bit of right foot, because we're just kind of, yeah, this is good.
Alright, go ahead and turn base now.
That guy's off our right wing by a few seconds, so we got plenty of time. Right base, right foot in the right turn. Try to hold your 80-85 by just assessing how much sight picture you have right here.
Okay.
And trying to hold it there the entire time. A couple knots too fast. Don't make that large change for just 1 or 2 knots. Face downtown, lower the nose, flaps 20. Assess your super high. So we're just only bringing it back to 1800 is our problem. You got to bring it to idle again. So just bring it back to like 1600. And then go ahead and do 3 sets of flaps while we're still in the white arc here.
Delta 5 Bravo, you're flying Cessna short final, number 2, runway 28 right, clear touch and go.
Number 2 for 2A right final.
Keep that right wing
clear for touch and go. 5 Bravo whiskey.
Right wing. We're just on the left of the center line a little bit. All that matters now is airspeed runway. Airspeed runway, airspeed runway. Shooting for a 60-65, trying to get over our center line and keep the airplane straight. So meaning our rivets are parallel with the center line. So we're just kind of coming in like this. We want to try to hold it next time all the way in. Lower your nose a little bit, commit, don't level off too early, too much left foot, take a little bit out. Power to idle, look way down the runway. Like you're just committing too much to that left foot thing, there you go. And slowly keep pulling. So you have to assess if the footing is right as you get closer to the ground. Right foot, crosswind correction. Level the wings as soon as you get in the air, cool. That's left turn, that's level, nose of the horizon. So we needed a bunch of left foot when we were like 400, 500 AGL. But as we see how the jamming of the foot really nails the airplane, just relax a little bit, let it kind of do its thing if there's no runway left. We want to let it face into the wind, so we crab and we keep flying straight.
Continue upwind tower, call your right crosswind.
You got crosswind. 5 Bravo whiskey.
But we needed that left foot, 1 or 4 or 500 AGL.
6 runway 2 right, clear touch and go.
But as we get closer to the ground, the wind's going to change, and so you're going to have to change your feet. And so you're just kind of holding in too much left foot, and then we're straight for a while, and then as we get close to the ground, it's too much left foot that way.
Check right, turn right. A little fast.
Delta 5 Bravo Whiskey, right cross and approve, make right traffic.
Right crosswind is approved. Right traffic. 5 Bravo whiskey. Wind check.
Wind 330 at 4. Cessna 86 Echo, number 2, follow Cherokee, head in the downwind, runway 2 right, clear touch and go.
Looking for traffic, clear touch and go, number 2, 2-way right, that's active.
As soon as you hit TPA, reduce the throttle. As soon as you hit TPA, reduce the throttle. 2100. Oops. That's okay.
I don't see that other guy. It's us. On final, is he on base?
Downwind beam, go ahead and do your jumps.
Downwind beam.
Carb heat. Reduce the throttle even more to like 16 RPM. Let that nose fall. Flaps 10 and hold it right where it is. Okay, I got him now.
Oh yeah, I see him.
So
Okay.
there's two things you can
85.
do if you're consistently coming in high. You can reduce more throttle, or you can turn a little later.
Okay.
So just try to adapt and make
Cessna
an
5 Bravo Whiskey,
adjustment.
continue downwind tower, call base.
You got base, 5 Bravo Whiskey.
Give it a couple more
Okay,
seconds.
that last call was for Cessna 5 Bravo Whiskey,
go ahead.
continue downwind tower, call base.
Sending downwind, you got base, 5 Bravo Whiskey.
Great Lakes 4555 Whiskey, Montgomery Tower, stand by, landing traffic.
Face downtown, level the wings, lower the nose, and go flaps 20.
Flaps 20.
Alright, like our ground speed's super high here, so you gotta turn a little earlier than you normally would. Keep that nose down and right foot in. Try to not exceed 30 degrees of bank. We're at about 35, but I know we needed it.
We'll go flaps 30.
Get over that center line. Now that we're over the center line, feet keep you straight, wings keep you over that center line. I'm just trying to add some and you're taking it out. There.
Yeah.
Because we're drifting to the left slightly. Try to put in small corrections early so you don't have to do large late. And assess your foot
Great Lakes 55
control.
Whiskey,
So
runway
that's too
28
much
right, line
left
up
foot.
and
Look
wait
at your
traffic
rivets.
extending downwind.
I got your flaps 30. Keep that nose down. Power to idle. Catch the nose from falling.
Cessna 5 Bravo
Transition
Whiskey,
to flat.
base
Look at
approved,
your
traffic
rivets in
holding in
center line.
position.
Look way down the runway.
5 Bravo Whiskey,
Pull back.
base approved.
Pull back. Too much left foot. You see that?
Yep.
Good adjustment. Pull back some more. Nice. Take the throttle out. Take the throttle out. Right to left as you land. Flaps up. Full throttle. Smooth right foot. Add back tension. Hold the back tension. More right foot. 55. Leave the ground. Good.
Great Lakes 55 Whiskey, Cessna winds a right turnout for the pattern, pass outside, right down when approved, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff. Cessna 5 Bravo Whiskey, runway 28 right, clear touch and go.
3 right, clear, touch and go, 5 Bravo Whiskey.
Central aircraft Montgomery's information, Romeo, now current 1340 at 4 altimeter 299er.
So the jamming of the foot. Talk me through your thought process there. Because it says we need right foot, and we actually do want to crab to the right.
Okay.
Because of the north wind.
I need to wrap my head around that.
Go for it.
Okay, yep.
Cherokee 916, follow Cessna short final, number 2, runway 28 right, clear touch and go.
Number 2 behind us, Cessna, clear, touch and go. Can we make this one a full stop, 81916?
Cherokee 916, affirmative, runway 28 right, clear to land, full stop.
Clear right, clear to land, 81916.
Level the wings, unwrap at the horizon, so bring that nose up. See the nose is a little low, that's why we're fast. Check right, clear right, turn right. Now capturing TPA is a little bit different than a normal level off. Essentially we just want to already reduce the throttle instead of starting with pushing.
Right.
Because we're already really close to our speed. And so wait until you're about 40 feet away. Now go ahead and just reduce that throttle down to 21 smoothly. And a little slower. And then just kind of put the airplane at 4 fingers. Another 100 RPM, that's 5. Reduce another 100 RPM, sorry. 2100 RPM, there we go. And then put it at 4 fingers, that's 5, so we'll go into a descent there.
Biplane.
Cessna 86 Echo, use caution, traffic ahead to right, climbing eastbound 1800 biplane.
Inside, X0.
You're facing this way, we need to face that way. Don't have that right wing down.
Cessna 86 Echo, you're flying Cherokee on right base, number 2, runway 28 right, clear touch and go.
Number 2, inside, clear, touch and go, 86 Echo, 28 right.
So try to say in the same order as she does. So number 2, 28 right, clear touch and go. 86 Echo. And downwind to beam the numbers, which is our touchdown point. Go.
Car repeat. Gas.
So don't push, let the nose fall. 1600 RPM, and then go flaps 10.
Flaps 10.
And then prevent the nose from rising. And that'll hold you at your 80, 85. You kind of led with car repeat, push, and throttle.
Okay.
So just as you reduce the throttle, the nose will naturally fall. and then you just prevent it from rising with the flaps 10.
Yep. That guy on base?
He is no factor now, and so you can kind of turn whenever you like.
Okay.
Give it a little bit more time, I'd say, so we don't end up too high, and go for it.
Yep.
A little bit of right foot in that right turn. So we're about 1560, I'd say, and the ground looks a little bit close. Add a little bit of power. That's like 400 RPM, just a little bit less than that. There we go. Level the wings, face downtown, flaps 20. And turn final. Don't bring that nose up when you turn. You got to keep that nose down. There's almost no base leg because the ground speed.
916, cross runway to left and stay parking.
Over the wings, get that nose lower.
Left and taxi back to the
Keep that left wing in, or the right wing in, sorry.
Cross runway to left,
The left
then
foot.
runway to right, taxi via Hotel Alpha.
Crossing.
So watch yourself here,
right,
and keep going
Hotel
a bunch,
Alpha.
and then taking it out. And
Okay.
then a bunch, and taking it out. Try to find a middle ground. And gas undercarriage, make sure it flaps. Lower that nose. Center line, center line, center line. Airspeed runway, airspeed runway. 60, 65. Having a smooth transition to flat and looking way down the runway. As you're looking at your rivets, center line, airspeed runway. Too high, lower that nose, reduce the throttle. Okay. Power all the way to idle, transition to flat, look way down the runway, look at your rivets. We're too far to the left. You need to take out some left foot, right foot, right foot, right foot. That's straight.
Hotel Juliet, A1916.
Cessna 5 Bravo Whiskey, runway
Increase
2
cross
right, clear
correction
touch
as
and
you
go.
land. There you go.
Clear right, clear for touch.
Smooth throttle, but you gotta go simultaneous right foot, otherwise we kick off left, car peak goes in. Smooth pull back on the yoke, and then lower the wings as you get in the air. Nicely done. Yeehaw.
Yeah, something feels tricky today. I don't know, like
It's-
I'm not getting it.
It's the crosswind. Yeah, there's a pretty good 4-knot wind directly out of the north, which is almost a exact perfect crosswind. So yeah, it's just a direct crosswind. You got to really use that left foot right aileron.
Okay.
Your transitions are beautiful. I don't have to talk you through the transition phase and the landing stuff. So you're doing really great on that front. All I have to do is point out the rivets for you so you can try to land straight.
Okay.
But as far as like awareness of the ground and being able to land smoothly, you're killing that part.
Yeah. The start, I guess. Yeah, I think.
That's a huge one. That's not just for start, that's huge.
Yeah, the rivets thing. Like, I guess I keep getting surprised by what you're telling me. Like with a lot of the other things we do, like you're saying things, and I'm like, oh yeah, I knew that, and it reminds me. But like a lot of the things you're saying about my alignment or being left or right, like caught me off guard for some reason. Like I'm not really. It's not really sinking in.
That's okay. We'll get it.
Yeah.
And then just don't lead with push here. Just reduce that throttle as we get a little closer. So you pushed a little bit too early. That's why we're already 87 knots. Go ahead and reduce the throttle. 2100. Just do it slower. And then that's pretty close. Just
86 Echo, runway 2 right, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go to it right, exit circle.
86 Echo. Dude, it's like I can't say 4 Delta November. I just like 4 Delta November.
That's a tough one.
It's awful.
You knew what I was trying to say.
Yeah, she gets you.
1400 feet, 86 miles an hour, or knots.
Yeah, this is perfect. We're right where I need to be. 8085, right at TPA, about 2100 RPM.
Fire over there?
Downwind
12 o'clock?
beam. I don't see anything. Car P, reduce that throttle. Reduce the throttle, don't push, and just let that nose fall. That's excellent. Flaps 10, don't let the nose rise, and then micro adjust that throttle, bring out like 50 more RPM. That was 150.
Oh.
Okay, just so you gotta get those small tunes in, that's perfect. We're the only ones in the pattern now, that's what I wanted.
Cool. A little bit more. Probably
Cessna
about
5 Bravo
45.
Whiskey number 2, follow Cessna starting right base, runway 2 right, clear touch and go.
Number 2, looking for that Cessna 2A right, clear for touch go. 5 Bravo Whiskey. Traffic on site, 5
A
Bravo
little
Whiskey.
fast. Downtown, level the wings. When you level the wings, the vertical component of lift really kicks in,
Yeah.
so you got to hold that nose down.
Laps 20.
Go and start the turn now. I know it's earlier than we normally do as far as the look, but it's that dang pesky crosswind.
Yeah, it's pushing us fast on the
Reduce that
base
throttle a little bit. 4 white lights. That they say that we're high. We're looking for 2 red, 2 white. There's 1 red, so we don't have to reduce it a bunch because we're pretty close. Go flaps 30. The flaps 30 will help us slow down and increase our sink rate. It takes a second to kick in, but that'll probably solve our 3 white issue here. And if we follow the 2 red, 2 white, it takes us 1,000 feet down the runway, so eventually they're going to go all 4 red, and that's okay.
Yep.
Rivet centerline, airspeed runway. Rivet centerline, airspeed runway. Rivet centerline, runway. Little high. This is a beautiful approach. Don't get tunnel vision on the amount of left foot. Oh, lost it there at the end. So you held a little bit too much left foot, and then remember, it's right to left.
right to left. I think I got fixated on crosswind correction too early.
Yeah, at the very end, you kind of dumped in a bunch of right wing that you didn't need.
Yeah.
And then you transitioned to flat, but you kind of held it at flat, and you didn't pull a little bit more.
Okay.
So the approach was so good. I was like, dude, you got this. And I was just so stoked for you.
I got nervous when you stopped talking.
Sorry about that.
No, it was like in a good way. I was like, oh man, this is going well.
Yeah, I was taking the training wheels off for a second. I was just seeing how you did. But the approach, if you can do it like that again, that's really setting you up for success. Yeah.
What was it? M0A guy who says the perfect landing starts with the perfect approach.
Yeah, the perfect landing starts with a perfect pattern.
Yeah.
I definitely like that saying. I like to say do consistent things to get consistent landings.
Yeah.
So make sure your eyes are doing the same thing every time as you're coming to land. Transition them the same way.
21371 Charlie Whiskey Montgomery
Manipulate
Tower.
the throttle in a similar fashion. Try to standardize it as much as possible.
For the area
so
now.
It feels familiar.
For low level wind shear, updrafts, and you can find more information on flight service frequency, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff.
So the thing you were repeating, the little mantra, it was like, what was it again? You were like saying centerline runway, or you're saying rivets runway.
November 5 is valid for Southern
Airspeed
California
runway,
area.
rivet centerline.
Airspeed
For
runway.
occasional severe turbulence
okay.
below 10,000 due to strong low-level winds and strong updrafts and low-level wind shear. For more information, contact flight service frequency.
So Santa Ana winds are going to be nuts later today. Airspeed runway, rivet centerline. Airspeed runway,
Cessna
rivet
86
centerline.
Echo, runway 2 right, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, 28 right, 86 Echo.
Airspeed runway, we're looking for 665. The runway, we want to make sure that we're not too high, not too low, and we're over the center line. Rivet center line is just making sure there's parallelness with the rivets and the center line, so we're not landing with too far nose this way or that way.
Okay.
Level the wings, we're a little bit angled into it. Downwind to beam, go.
Yeah. Laps 10, don't let the nose rise. A little bit. Go, we're at 85. Power.
Now, if the wind was maybe doing the reverse, I would come in with a little higher RPM. Right, if we had a slower ground speed, means we would need to maintain altitude longer.
Going a little slow.
80, 85, you're right there. If you're above 75 right here, I'm
80, 85.
Cessna
I'm
86
definitely
Echo
still
number 1
happy
now,
with
runway 2 right, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, 86 Echo, 28 right.
I gotta get that
Cessna 5
order right.
Bravo Whiskey number 2, flying Cessna headed in the
Little
downwind,
bit of
runway
right
2 right,
foot.
clear touch and go.
A little bit of back pressure.
Number 2, 28 right, clear for the touch and go, 5 Bravo Whiskey.
A little bit of going
too fast,
pressure.
yeah.
It's okay. Don't
CBM1
don't
Charlie, contact SoCal
overcompensate.
departure,
Just be
119.6.
patient. As you level the wings, lower the nose, and go flaps 20. Lower that nose for that sight picture. And then assess if we're high or low, if you need to manipulate the throttle. What you're doing right now and holding a consistent amount of throttle pretty much all the way through is awesome. Here we are on 3 whites, 1 red. That's about to turn to 2 reds. Okay, and so as we use our tool to slow down and increase descent rate, we may need to add power. And so go ahead and go flaps 30. Let it kick in, which will reduce our speed. But after that speed reduces, we lose energy. And so it might take addition of throttle, but I think actually we're timing this really well. So you can keep that throttle setting all the way in. We can aim as early as the 3rd center line straight before the runway for an aiming point. Airspeed runway, rivet center line. Airspeed runway, rivet center line. A little bit of right foot is needed. Power needs to come to idle. Hold it off. Don't let it touch down. Hold it off. Really good. Hold it off. Just a little more pull there at the end.
Yeah, right.
Good consistency on the nose. Increase the crosswind correction as you land. And then right foot as the right hand goes in. And then slowly pull back. So we leave the ground a little earlier, but that was good. You had the back tension that time. Getting to 55 knots without any back tension is pretty gnarly because the airplane's gonna oscillate. But dude, I didn't touch that at all.
Oh, nice.
That was a great landing, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I could tell I needed to pull back more, or keep continuing the back pressure.
The thing that I'm most stoked about is that at the very end, you realize that you weren't straight, and so you either took out your left foot or you put in right foot.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, the airplane straightened out and we landed straight. That was great.
It's starting to feel a little bit better, a little comfortable.
Good. If you land in these winds and like you feel good about it, landing in 0 winds is going to be a piece of cake.
I can't wait for that day. I feel like I've had 0 days of no wind for my landings at least.
I know, poor guy. That's what I was trying to do with today, but those
I woke up all early.
pesky Santa Anas. This is still good. There's no one in the pattern really.
Yeah.
Like we don't have to extend downwind. And
Cessna 86 Echo, runway 2 right, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, 28 right, 86 Echo.
here's where you lose it.
Oh man.
And then smoothly level those wings. And then try now slowly reducing power. Level the wings. Slowly reducing power. And that just is better for everybody involved. Passengers, your right wing's down a little bit still. And your nose is just a little low. So look out there. Challenge yourself to look out here, put it at 4 fingers and 20 at 100 RPM, and then look at your instruments and see if you're getting what you thought you would get.
Okay. Funny, I was telling myself I liked this plane test
Delta 5 Bravo Whiskey,
because 86 Echo is so much easier to say.
Clear touch and go.
But for some reason,
And now today I can't,
Right, clear for touch and go, 5 Bravo
can't get it out.
Cessna 86 Echo, number 1, runway 2 right, clear touch and go.
Number 1, clear touch and go, 28 right, 86 Echo.
that was great.
Nailed it that time.
You did. She gave us 2 clearances the last 2 landings.
Oh, did she?
She's trying to get more clicks in or something.
Okay.
That's what they call it, is clicks.
So they get paid by?
Yeah, well, that's what they get. I think that's what they used as a count today. How many clicks you get on your shift?
Okay.
Like 2,000.
Like websites and air traffic control, apparently, they both use clicks as their
Oh, yeah.
their metric.
Probably way more than 2,000.
I'll go ahead and start my base turn.
Okay. We're at 1,700 RPM. We'll see how this works or looks. So just assess what you might need in the downwind, or as we turn base.
Okay. So much harder to see the runway.
So
Right
try to level
traffic.
the wings as soon as you can. Your nose is super high, so you're going to get super slow as you level the wings. Flaps 20 and turn. Keep that nose down though. too much bank, you're over 30 degrees of bank. Reduce that throttle. Because we have all 4 white lights, not even a red. And so you'll have to chop it. And then go ahead and go flaps 30. And then as you start to see maybe one more red light, you can introduce a little bit of extra throttle. You see how now we're kind of sinking out pretty good?
Yeah.
And so there's your one red, tiny bit of throttle. Just try to soften that's too much even, so reduce that throttle some more. Just right there, I think. That's half the battle, is trying to find the right amount of throttle to take you all the way home. Airspeed runway, rivet center line. And even here, I start to smoothly reduce the throttle very slowly and start the transition very slowly. And look way down that runway, and the airplane is just facing too far to the left. And keep pulling. Dude, nice. Keep the back tension, increase the, you have a tendency to add throttle right when you land.
Yeah.
Right foot, right crosswind correction. There you go. All the wings right in the end. Dude, that was great.
That one, yeah, was pretty smooth.
You even landed on the right wheel first, which is the goal in a right to left wind.
Huh.
So you're holding the right amount of crosswind correction in through the landing. That was awesome.
Yeah, that felt better.
We just came pretty in to the left of the center line, so we'll just want to try to do whatever it takes to add the crosswind correction in and get that over to the center line.
Right.
And then after you land, you have a tendency to relax your right foot and drift off to the left, so follow through with your footing as well. Oh yeah.
He's getting a little much for me.
Oh, okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll sit here and melt before I complain about it, so just, you gotta let me know.
Okay, no problem.
And so try intercepting 1400 by just looking outside. And with slow movements on the throttle and wings, so smoothly come out of that turn. Smoothly keep that nose up because it's a little low, a little early. And then just reduce that throttle to what sounds like 2100 RPM. A little more.
Cessna 86 Echo, runway 28 right, clear touch and go.
That's 21.
Clear touch and go, 28 right, 86 Echo.
Nice. Look out there. Level the wings because we're a little bit right wing down. And that should, now we look here, we're pretty much 1400, pretty much 8085. That's 70 RPM difference. We'll fix both of these.
Following traffic number 2, 28 right,
So go ahead and reduce that throttle 70.
Tower 1324 Echo is ready for takeoff.
That'll kill that and kill that. Cool.
Cessna 132 Echo, Montgomery
A little
Tower,
bit close to the runway, so I definitely angle out that way. Otherwise, we're going to overshoot.
Actually, we're doing a Miramar transition, Can we do a left turn so we can cross the field?
Cessna 2 Echo, cancel takeoff clearance, hold short, runway 28 right.
Hold short 28 right.
Need that with your call sign.
1324 Echo.
Cessna 2 for Echo, just for your information, Saturday morning FOSS is closed, so you don't necessarily have to be at a higher altitude. So you can do a right down when climbing, and then I can hand you off to SoCal and they can get you right into the Bravo. Or if you prefer, I can give you the climbing left turn, say request.
We'll do as you suggested. We'll take the right downwind, and you're a kind person. 1324 Echo, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Cessna 2 for Echo, I was just giving you the information. It's kind of different on a Saturday. Stand by, landing traffic. I'll get you going here shortly.
Thank you so much. 1324 Echo.
You're a kind person.
I don't know if he was sarcastic or not. I can't tell with his accent.
I think he was. He's not sarcastic. I think he was being
Sincere?
serious. Yeah. 80.
How do we look?
Look high.
Reduce that throttle. Good. You tend to really pull on that nose when you go into turns, and so just try to relax a little more.
408 Charlie Alpha.
And then only after the turn is established do you really need a little bit of back pressure.
Archer 408
Cut more
Charlie, Montgomery
throttle.
Tower, make straight in, runway 28 left.
Flaps.
Straight into 8 left, 8 Charlie Alpha.
Real high this time.
That's okay. Let the speed decrease. That's going to kick in drag, and then we're going to slow down more. And then, yeah, good. So smoothly apply it until it is centered instead of putting in a bunch, and see if that's going to center it, you know?
Rudder, rudder you mean?
Yeah, with the rudder.
Alright.
It is confusing, my bad. A little bit too much left foot. This is looking really good. Power to idle here. Hold it off. Keep pulling all the way to your chest. Right foot. Power to idle. Crosswind correction increases as you go right foot. I kind of jammed in a bunch there.
Yeah, that one I dipped to the right a little bit.
Wind 310
And so you kind of, we were too much left foot and right wing down, so we were kind of coming in a little bit sideways. So
Cessna 2 for Echo, runway 28 right,
every time, as you get short and final, start taking out your left foot. With these current conditions, that's just what needs to happen.
Runway 28 left, clear to land.
So even though I feel like that's what's keeping me aligned with the runway, like
It's wings to keep you over that center line.
or I guess like aligned like this.
Okay, so yeah, so the longitudinal axis is definitely starting to increase and go like this more and more as we get closer to the ground. And so we need to start to relax that left foot as we're getting closer to the ground. The wind is just weakening from the north as we get closer to the ground.
Oh, okay.
Cessna 2 for Echo, make a right downwind departure. You can expect an early frequency change, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 28 right, 1324 Echo.
How you feeling? Couple more?
Sure. Feeling good.
Good. I don't want to oversaturate you. Okay, hold that nose up. You get fast in this turn every time.
Yeah, I do.
Level the wings smoothly. A little bit quicker though, so we don't get overshot. And good smooth reduction of power to 2100. Now only look outside. Hold it for a second. Right there at 4 fingers. See how the nose is falling? So pull a little more and hold it there at 4. And then see if it's what you want.
Yeah, looks good.
Awesome. All the pros are not looking in here and chasing stuff. They're looking out there and putting it where they know it needs to be, and then coming in to confirm.
Okay.
Alright, here comes your clearance if we haven't got it already. After 9, it's kind of hard to think.
Yeah, she's a little slow this time.
Usually happens downwind to beam. I don't inquire
Cessna 2 for Echo, 1 able, squawk 0275.
0275.